rest is quite simple, really.
So if you've just picked up the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 or even the Ultra, this video has been created to help you get started and truly unlock the full potential of your new timepiece the right way on day one. Because time is what we want most, but often what we use worst. And your new watch can help you change that if you use it right. And after watching this video, you will be. So while you can set up everything using the small screen on the watch, using your phone is much easier. So let's start by making the watch not like the others and more your style. Open the Galaxy Wear app on your phone, tap the watch faces at the top and then the three lines in the top right corner. Here you can remove all the default watch faces and don't worry, they're not being deleted. Now scroll down through the available watch faces and see if any of them jump off the page at you. And don't worry too much about the color schemes at this point, we will change those in a minute. And if you want a little guideline to follow, choose one watch face for everyday casual, one for business, one for the gym, and one just for fun. And if you want to, you can use a photo as a clock background or even set up the Bitmoji. It's kind of like a little animated cartoon of you. You probably saw that on the thumbnail. Now, once you've selected your favorite faces, the next step is to choose your favorite colors to match your outfit or your watch bands. And it's pretty simple, really. Just hit customize underneath the watch face. Now you can change the colors of the different elements on that particular face. And some faces actually have more than others, and some even have a dark mode, so keep an eye out for that. The next step is to choose the most useful complications for you personally. And remember, these complications act as shortcuts to the features on the watch, so use them wisely. Now, something to know is that some watch faces will have more customizable elements and complications than others. That's why my recommendation for a good gym watch face is the Ultra Info Board, as it holds tons of data all in one place and up to 7 complications, which is far more than most of the other ones. Now that you set up your favorite faces for the watch, here's how you can switch between them very quickly. You can simply just tap on the watch face to switch it, or on the watch itself, if you tap and hold on the watch face, you can switch between them that way. Now there is a setting that's incredibly important and actually it's switched off by default. So you should really switch this on right now. Swipe down from the top on your watch, swipe across twice and you'll see this. This is GPS. This will help with positional data for your workouts or brisk walks to the pub. And it will also help you locate the watch if it is lost. And more on that in a minute. Now let me show you a very powerful tool that you should be aware of on day one, because at some point, you know it, you're going to lose your phone down the side of a sofa or under a pile of clothes or something like that. So this will help you. If you swipe down from the top, swipe across to the end of the quick settings and tap this little rectangle with the magnifying glass. This will ping your phone, so hopefully you'll be able to find it with minimum effort and way less rage. And you'll appreciate this one the most if you've ever been in that situation where you've lost your keys in your mobile phone. At least this will help you find your phone. And if you want something to help you find your keys, you might want to pick up one of these. It's a Samsung Smart Tag. It's only around 20 quid now. So you can only start looking for something once you know that it's lost. And sometimes that might already be too late. So trust me, I think you're going to thank me for this one later. Go to the Wear app on your phone, then watch settings, then advanced settings, and then switch on disconnection alerts. So with this setup, if you happen to leave your phone on a bus, you'll get a little ping on your watch to let you know that it's been left behind. And a little side note is to remember to set up the Samsung Find app if you haven't done already. You can do it on the watch. It's this little icon here, and make sure you set it up on your phone also, because this will be plan B if you do lose the watch or the phone. Okay, now this is something I recommend you make note of. If you swipe down from the top on the watch to the quick settings, swipe across once, you'll see this. This is the Wi-Fi setting. Enabling this Wi-Fi setting will allow you to make and take calls via the watch even when outside of the Bluetooth range on your phone, but only if the watch is connected to the internet. So this could be very useful when around your house, if you happen to have a big house. But the downside to using the Wi-Fi permanently is you might notice some power drain. So it might be wise just to use this only as and when you need to. So now you know where it is, the choice is yours. Now here's a couple of bonus power saving tips. Something else to keep in mind if power is a concern for you is within the quick settings, you'll see this watch icon. This is the always on display setting. If you want to, you could switch this off and instantly save power, or occasionally turn it off from time to time if you're worried about your battery draining too fast. And then of course there's this one, which is the power saving mode itself. It's the little battery icon with the leaf. This will limit some of the watch's functions, so just be aware of that. I wouldn't leave it on all of the time. Once again, just use it as and when you need it. All right, now let's tailor the fitness tracking UI on the watch to how you specifically want to use it. So within the Wear app, if you tap the tiles button here, go to manage and delete all of the tiles. And don't worry, they're not deleted permanently. You can now add the most important features and tools that matter to you and try and do it in the order of importance. For example, if the primary purpose of the watch for you is to track your workouts, the workout tile should be the first one you add. So keep it simple at first, and remember you can add more tiles at any time, either by coming back here to this page, or if you want to on the watch, you can swipe all the way to the end of the tiles and hit the little plus and add tiles that way. And this can also be reordered at any time. If you push and hold on a particular tile, you can drag it back and forwards within the list. Now, one tile in particular that I like to have is the sleep one. I don't know about you, but I start to shut down if I don't get enough sleep. And waking up with just a few hours sleep in the morning is a nightmare. And here's a little bonus tip for sleep tracking. If you're someone who thinks you may suffer from sleep apnea, or if your other half is always complaining about your snoring, you may want to do this. Go into the Samsung Health app, tap on the sleep widget, hit the 3 dots, go to advanced measurement and enable snore detection. This will actually use your phone to listen for snoring, so you have to keep your phone near you. And if this is enabled, the Samsung Sleep Coach can provide better insights for how to improve your sleep and maybe help you avoid some arguments with your other half. Okay, now let's lock in your favorite workouts so you can fire up the fitness tracking as quickly as possible as soon as you hit the gym. On the watch, push and hold the exercise tile, then hit edit. You can remove the existing workouts here and now add the workouts that you do the most often. You do have 3 spaces here for quick access, and then you can access the full list just here. Now listen, let's say you have a particular routine when you hit the gym and you want that to trigger the session tracking in its entirety instead of having to stop and start each individual workout. You can do this and it will save you time. And as you know, nobody can give your time back. So maybe leave one of the 3 spaces free for this next tip. This one can be done on the watch, but it can also be done within the Samsung Health app, which is actually much easier. Even the previous tip can be done in the Samsung Health app. So within the Health app, hit the exercise tile, tap more on the exercise widget, hit the plus, and now here you can create a workout routine. You can give it a name and add your preferred exercises in the order that you normally do them when you're at the gym. And you can even set intervals in between and warm up and cool down times. So you can get real creative with this. Now, once you have set this up, you can add this to the watch tile's home screen by hitting the star next to it. And there's really nothing to stop you setting up several different routines for the tile home screen as opposed to individual workouts. So now that you set that up, it's simply a swipe and a tap and you can get going. So at some point you may want to add more apps to the watch, and you can do this via the Play Store. It looks like this. Although I will say navigating and writing on this small screen can be a bit tedious, so let me show you a couple of ways to make it a bit easier. When the keyboard pops up on the screen, if you swipe upwards from the bottom, you get more input options. For example, this one here is the swipe typing, which is definitely easier than trying to hit the little keys, particularly if you have large fingers. Or even easier than that is if you hit the voice input button, your voice can be transcribed to text and you can use the keyboard that way. And here is a quick tip to help you respond when you're being rudely interrupted by text messages while at the gym, or halfway through an icy cold pint on a summer's day. Go to the Wear app, go to settings and general, and here you'll see quick response. And you'll notice you have a bunch of presets and a lot of them you might never use. So it might be a good idea to delete all of the ones that are not useful and then just add your own ones. Once again, this is a time-saving tip. And as you know, time is of the essence. Here's another bonus tip for you guys. Now listen, if you push it too hard at the gym or at the pub, you might want to look at these very important settings. Go to the Wear app, go to settings again, and this time look at the safety and emergency page. Now turn on hard fall detection and pay close attention to all of the options that you have here on this page. Familiarize yourself with them and how it works. And also, you got to ask yourself a question. If something does happen, who are you going to call? Now, there is one app in particular that I suggest you download, and it is the Google Wallet. The Samsung Wallet is already pre-installed, so if you're using that, you can skip this one. But the reason I like this is because all my cards are already linked to it, and it means I can use GPay via the watch. So you can use your newfound typing skills to search the Play Store for the Google Wallet and install it. If you've never used it before, definitely set it up on your phone first and add all your cards on the phone. That way it's just going to be much easier to bring the details across to the watch. Now here's a little follow-up on that. It is the button mapping. The default setup is good, but if you're a Google Wallet person, you may want to remap the double tap on the side key to open the wallet. And if you're not a Google Wallet person, you could actually remap the double tap to a workout instead, or even the Google Assistant if you prefer. The other customization tweak worth considering here is changing the back button, that's the lower one, to open the backgrounding. This allows you to quickly navigate between open apps on the watch and close down unnecessary apps as well. And don't worry about sacrificing that back button for this, because you can always swipe back on the home screen to go back, just like you do on your phone if you use gestures. Now this is a quick one. If you would prefer the physical buttons to be on the opposite side of the watch, or from time to time if you want to switch which wrist the watch is on, you can do it. Just go into the Wear app, go to the settings in general, and here you'll see the orientation options. And this is where you can flip the buttons and also the orientation of the watch, depending on which wrist it's going to be on. And if you're going to keep it on the same wrist but have the buttons the other way around, of course you need to switch the wrist straps around. So now this one is a must do on day one, in my opinion, and it's to organize the app drawer. From what I could tell, there's no method to the madness of the default layout, so let's make it make sense. Go into the Wear app, tap on the app screen here, and then you can tap and hold on the apps and drag them around on this page, and this will be reflected on the watch. So put these into an order that works for you, with the most important apps nearer the top. And here's a little bonus organizational tip when it comes to this. Staying on this same page, when looking at the apps here, if there's anything you will never use, you can push and hold it and uninstall it. Alternatively, if you think you might use it at some point, you can hold your finger on it and drag it onto another less useful app, and that will create an app folder. And then using this, you can kind of file away the stuff that you'll only use occasionally. Okay, now let's talk about some fun stuff. Go to the Wear app again, and this time we're going to go into the watch settings, buttons and gestures, and then to gestures. Now this pinch gesture can be very helpful, and I will show you one very good use case for this in a moment. Also, the knock knock can be a great way to open your exercise app, but it can be actually mapped to do pretty much anything on the watch. Now this one, the shake motion, might lead to you getting your ass kicked if the wrong person in the gym sees you using it. But it can be used to dismiss calls if you're busy and you can't be bothered to touch the watch or your phone. But here's a disclaimer, do not use this one while holding a pint. Actually, you know what? You should probably not use this one in the pub, full stop, just for personal safety reasons. Now here's that useful pinch gesture that I was talking about. If you open the camera app on your watch, I know this works with Samsung phones, you'll have to test it out on your phone if it's a non-Galaxy device. But you can use the watch as a camera viewfinder and actually double pinch to start the camera countdown from a distance. This could be incredibly useful. Now here's something you'll probably want to do at some point, especially if you plan to go for a run or something without your phone with you, is how to download music to the watch's internal storage. I believe there's 32 gigs on board. So here are a couple of ways to do it. One is to go to the Wear app, watch settings, and then manage content. And then here at the top, you'll see tracks on watch. Now all you need to do is hit the plus up here and you can add music that you have on your device if you happen to have any. But the reality is most people nowadays just use streaming services. So the other way to add music to the watch is to download via a music service. So this is YouTube Music, just for example. As soon as you open it, you do get the option to download your playlist. And this is the same on Spotify and Deezer also. So just make sure you do this. That way you have some music stored locally on your watch. And here's a little bonus tip when it comes to actually controlling and skipping tracks via the watch. If you go to watch settings again, go to advanced features this time and turn on auto launch media controls. If you do this, you don't actually have to set up a dedicated tile for media controls, because that tile will pop up only as and when you listen to music, and it will disappear as soon as you stop. So this setting can certainly be handy. Now, one more audio tip. Here's how to pair headphones directly to the watch and not via the phone. Simply swipe down from the top, hold your finger on the Bluetooth quick setting. This brings up the proper settings for the Bluetooth on the watch, and here you can search for your headphones or earbuds. Just make sure the buds or headphones are in pairing mode when you do this. And there you go, job done. Now, this is a simple thing to do, but so many people don't do it. Go to the Wear app again, go to your settings, go to notifications, and here in the app notification section, you really want to focus on the apps at the top, because these are the ones that exist on the watch. Disable everything that's not useful and could be distracting to you, and only turn on the important ones. And once you've done that, change the vibration pattern of the very most important ones to something specific. And trust me, once you've done this, give it some time and pretty soon you'll begin to know what notification it is without even looking at the watch. Just like a Jedi, but not one of the ones from the Acolyte because they suck. Now, staying within the same settings, go back one step and tap on advanced settings. Now, I might suggest you turn off show details. This way, if someone is sitting right next to you and a notification comes through, they can't read your personal message in its entirety as soon as it pops up, but you can still see the full details. You just have to tap the notification to expand it. So if you're a private kind of person, you probably should switch this on. Now, sometimes you might need to wear gloves for certain sports. If so, I want to make you aware of this within the quick settings. When you swipe down from the top, if you go all the way to the end of the quick settings and hit the little plus, you'll see this kind of circular icon with the finger pointing at it. If you add this increases the touch sensitivity of the display on the watch, and this will allow you to use the watch even when wearing thin gloves. But there is also another solution if you cannot touch the screen at all because the gloves are too thick. For example, if you go into settings, go to the accessibility section and then go to universal gestures. Now here you can navigate the user interface using just gestures. And remember, when it comes to gestures in general, just proceed with caution. So that was plan B. Here's plan C if you cannot touch the screen. Now, even if you remap the buttons and actually replace Bixby with the Google Assistant or the GPay, you can still summon Bixby Assistant using your voice. And it's actually a really great way to start workouts and timers and generally use most of the features on the watch. To get this to work, just open Bixby for the first time. Make sure you give it all the permissions that it needs. And now you can just say, "Hi Bixby, start a workout," or something like that. So just keep in mind you do have that as an option whenever you can't touch the screen. Now listen here, if you're coming from a classic watch, you might be one of those people who misses that quiet mechanical ticking sound. If so, you're gonna like this one. Go to the settings, go to sound and vibration, and here in the system sound section, you can bring back that old school mechanical vibe. Okay, you made it this far, and of course I got a bonus tip for you guys. This is the most well hidden of them all, and this has to be done on the watch itself. It cannot be done on the phone, and only do this if you want your watch UI to feel faster than it already is. Go to the settings, go to about watch, software info, and tap the software version 7 times. Now if you go back 2 steps, you'll now see you've unlocked the hidden developer options, and here if you want to, you can reduce the animation times to make the UI feel faster. 0.5 should do the trick. I wouldn't go all the way to 0 if I was you. And check it out while we're here, if you want to, you can spoof the watch's location. So if you are in the pub instead of the gym, you could use this. And on that topic, I will say no more. Now you're all set up and good to go. And remember, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday, and you shouldn't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. Things like maybe hitting that like button or the subscribe button below this video. And I really do appreciate you guys, and you're definitely on your way to becoming a true Samsung Galaxy master. But if you truly want to conquer your Galaxy, then check out these thumbnails on screen right now. You might be surprised at what you can do with your Galaxy.